Well, in studio with us is Rob Dew. He knew Joe Stack off and on when Rob would fill in for bands that Stack was part of. Played the guitar and played the keyboard. Played for Joe Ely and many other big musicians. And he's in studio with us with some big breaking news. But on the Deborah Medina issue, you don't understand. We have Deborah Medina big signs on our cars out in the parking lot. Your van's got giant placards on the side. And listen, it's not just that she flip-flopped and after the Glenn Beck interview did a bunch of TV interviews saying, I agree there should be a new investigation, how those towers fell, the intelligence, the 9/11 Commission. Then to just say 9/11 truth is despicable, that's an attack. She's done something very, very bad here, and it makes me lose my trust in her, and it's very hurtful that's going on. I mean, does that hurt your feelings?
Yeah, I agree. You know, she didn't have to directly answer her opinions, but she could say people have the right to their own opinion, and that should be the end of it. We live in America. It's a free country. And, you know, she could have said it that way instead of trying to side with them. And I think she's just trying to play politics. It was
exactly, which we don't want.
Exactly.
That's the whole point, is it's straight talk, and we're going to get the truth. And,
yeah.
And the point is, then even after she does this and throws us under the bus repeatedly, calls us despicable over and over again, then he says, well, still, you said it wrong and answered it wrong, which shows you're not a good leader. They're not going to like her. This is going to hurt her bad, not just with us. This is going to hurt her bad across the board, because that's what people like Ron Paul, is because he is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and he's been proven right. And I've been interviewing him for 14 years, and he said on air without me asking, half of his support in the first part of the presidential campaign was from this show. We raised him millions of dollars. You know, we deserve, my listeners deserve credit.
You know what I think with this? I think this was a test to see if they could control her, use the press to kind of snipe at her from different angles and see how she would fold. And they're like, oh, she'll work with us, no problem. We just have to attack her enough, and she'll fold under pressure instead of just standing up. Because there's plenty of people out there that would agree with her.
Yeah, that's the issue. If she would have said 9/11 truth despicable day one, I would have said, well, I can still support her because she says she'll do the taxes, and she says she'll control the border, and she says she'll have, you know, like Vermont-style open carry. But because at least we know she was better. Now she may not do those things. Now she may completely do a 180.
It's all open.
That's the issue. That's why this is so bad. And it's a betrayal. We're going to give it a few days before we rip all the signs down, though. I'm going to see what they say.
We'll see what she says.
Folks,
she's definitely going to hear this broadcast.
Folks, if you support what she did, give her a call. Let her know you really appreciate her flip-flopping and saying that we're horrible, despicable people. Of course, the media, she's a fool, has already got, we learned about this because the mainstream media has already gotten this and is saying, oh, look, she flip-flopped. They've got 5 different TV newscasts she was on after the Beck thing saying, I agree with the new investigation, how the towers fell. Now she says it's despicable. They're going to eat her alive for this. Who is advising this woman?
Well, she did just have a shakeup, so it'll be interesting to see who's taken over since then.
That's right. It's all new people when we call over there.
Yeah.
And, boy, I tell you what, I don't know what advice they're giving her, but it's cockeyed. I mean, it's not good advice. And all I've got's my integrity, and I ain't selling it for nobody. And you understand? I'm not going to sit here and just shut my mouth and go along with this.
The advisors are almost as important as the person you're putting in office. I mean, look at the people who are behind Obama. You know, he's got Kissinger. He's got Zbigniew Brzezinski working with him. I mean, that's what you got to look at. Who's behind the person, too? Well, this is more than suspicious. Let me give you her number. 877-WE-TEXANS. That's 877-938-3926. Ask her if she's going to flip-flop on the taxes. Ask her if she's going to flip-flop on the guns. Ask her if she's going to flip-flop on the NAFTA highways. Ask her. If we want somebody to talk out of both sides of their mouth, we've got Rick Perry, don't we? Yeah, and he's got better hair. 877-938-3926. 877-938-3926 or 979-532-5651 or email them at contact@medinafortexas.com. And, hey, make your own YouTube videos. Let her know. You sent her money. You knocked on doors. You did all of this. Man, this is sick. I'm driving around with signs on my car, you know. And this is, whether she believes in 9/11 or not isn't a make it or break it.
That wasn't the issue. Yeah. We backed her.
Flip flopping. Is she going to do this on every other issue that she's coming out claiming that she's with us on? Now we have to dig into her history because we can't take her at face value anymore.
Well, she pledged on this show that everything she said was the way it was going to be. I shook her hand right where you're sitting.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see. We'll see how she responds to this. Let's give her a fair shot and let her come back on the show and see what she says then.
Oh, I don't
know. Now it seems to be open game. Now we can talk about 9/11 since everybody else is talking about it.
I want to get that Democrat candidate on. Let's see if he backs off. He hasn't backed off.
No.
And he's silly and ignorant, but he's got guts, and guts is enough.
Mr. Shammy, is that who you're talking about?
Mr. Shammy, yeah. Holy mackerel. I don't even know what to say anymore. I am in a tailspin over this, I tell you. An absolute tailspin, dude.